So the launch of Assetto Corsa Evo is coming soon, and this could be very worrying for Gran Turismo 7, especially since the GT community has been pretty disappointed after the last Gran Turismo update. Assetto Corsa Evo could simply dethrone Gran Turismo and become the sort of sim racing game to play in 2025. So we're going to run through some of the things Assetto Corsa Evo will need to do in order to achieve this. Let me know what you think. So the first is classic tracks like Silverstone and Imola. I feel like this is really where Gran Turismo 7 has gone wrong in recent years. Yes, they've added the fan service tracks like Trial Mountain, like Deep Forest Raceway, like Grand Valley Speedway, but they haven't really added those amazing real-world tracks. Some of them have come, especially in America, like Watkins Glen, like Road Atlanta, but we want to see Silverstone, we want to see Imola, we want to see Portimao, we want to see these amazing tracks that we're driving in other games. And if Assetto Corsa Evo does deliver on those, well, you won't feel like you're missing out from GT. The second thing, and this is a critical one, is VR support. Assetto Corsa has a pretty good VR support, pretty good reputation for supporting VR. Gran Turismo 7 supported PSVR 2 so well when PSVR 2 was released, but it simply has not updated it since. There's many things missing, like updates to the HUDs in order to know where cars are in relation to you in the standings of the race when people are pitting. The tyres that they're on are all missing in the PSVR 2 version of Gran Turismo. Now in AC, if they can really add VR support for Assetto Corsa Evo, again, you might have that body of sim racers who have got into VR sim racing through GT7 who actually feel like I'm going to be better served in Assetto Corsa Evo. So we're going to keep a very close eye on that. Now the other thing that might be difficult for Assetto Corsa Evo to do is to have a really strong multiplayer ecosystem. Gran Turismo developed that with GT Sport, with the daily race system and FIA, but I feel like it's weakened it in Gran Turismo 7. Let me explain. There aren't as many championship online races as there were in Gran Turismo Sport. They lost the sponsorship and the official affiliation of the FIA. Rumours say because the FIA were not happy with Gran Turismo 7, and the daily races feel stale. They're not on new combos, not interesting combos. They don't feel particularly curated to what people want to play. Assetto Corsa Evo is going to struggle here because it's expensive to run up these servers. It's expensive to curate the daily races, but maybe they can work with creators. Maybe they can work with players in the community to vote and come up with these enticing combinations. We've seen services like SimGrid Seasons, SimRacing.gp, all these other kind of things on top of Sims come into play, but we want something integrated into Assetto Corsa Evo. Will they be able to do it? We will see. The next thing is a penalty system. This is so difficult. There's many ways to do a penalty system in sim racing, and it should apply to both single player actually and multiplayer because it's designed, in my opinion, to make us better sim racers, and sometimes we need that guidance. Gran Turismo has gone for the what is sportsmanship approach, but the penalty system is very rough around the edges. Sometimes it just won't penalise blatant ramming. Sometimes you get a penalty, but you're not really sure why. Forza Motorsport has a slightly more advanced penalty system in my view. It kind of thinks about it and it lets you know what's going on with the penalty, and it seems to be a bit better in application. iRacing doesn't have really a penalty judge. It just gives a penalty to everyone. If there's a crash, congratulations, everyone gets a penalty. And actually probably has the best effect because people tend to try and avoid crashing in iRacing. So we'll see what Assetto Corsa Evo is going to do, but I think penalty system is a big one. Next one's going to be career mode. This is a controversial one. I'm not sure that many people actually really care about it. We've definitely seen career modes fade out of racing games in recent years. Gran Turismo 7 for me has quite a poor career mode. I don't think the cafe menu system is that good. Will Assetto Corsa Evo give us a little bit more of a structure to the career? I don't know, but let me know in the comments if you want to see that. And while you're down there, please subscribe. Trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. With your support, we'll do it. Dynamic weather on each track. Assetto Corsa Evo can destroy Gran Turismo 7 here. I really mean it. Gran Turismo 7's obsession with every star being correct in the sky and the correct meteorological systems in place is really holding the game back. There should just be dynamic weather on every track, even if it's not 100% correct. I think Assetto Corsa Evo we saw in the reveal trailer has some amazing looking wet weather with the puddles, the streaks on the windshield. It needs to be on every track. It will just absolutely batter Gran Turismo 7 if that's the case. Off-road gameplay. Gran Turismo 7, in my view, and the same with GT Sport, has been pretty poor for the rally physics. To To be honest, it improved in the Lake Louise snow track, but on the loose stuff, on the dirt, it's way too slidey. There's not enough bite. It's not like Dirt Rally. If Assetto Corsa Evo can do that, again, you're not going to miss out by not having rallying in Gran Turismo 7 because you'll just jump on Assetto Corsa Evo, potentially on console as well, and getting some really good rallying. It's been a while since we've had a sim that also has good rallying and dirt and also has good tarmac, in my opinion. Let's talk about handling now. Gran Turismo 7 completely ripped up the handling book in update 1.49, really angering a lot of players who had spent literally years making their tunes. That was their safe space in Gran Turismo 7, driving their cars that they tuned up. Assetto Corsa Evo, I feel like, can't make the same mistakes. If they're going to make physics changes, handling changes, I feel they really need to explain it to the player base and do it with advanced notice. And it needs to have really good handling out of the box. But this should be Assetto Corsa's strong suit. The reason for the longevity of Assetto Corsa has been those physics. So hopefully Evo is going to be an evolution of that. Let's talk about car models in the showroom and on the track as well. Hopefully we're going to get nice variations of car models. We're going to get sort of generations of cars. We're going to get different variations of cars. One thing I do like about Gran Turismo 7 is that you can take cars like my Peugeot RTZ I have in real life, but you can also get the Group B kind of fancy rally version, and then you can get the Group 4 racing version, and then you can get the Group 3 fancy racing version as well, all from the same lineage of car. I think that'd be really awesome to see in Assetto Corsa Evo, and I think it would get people more into car culture, thinking I'm going to use this car in different disciplines. Now talking about menu system, Assetto Corsa had a pretty, well, now it's a pretty dated menu system. Maybe it wasn't at the time. Gran Turismo 7's menu system hasn't really changed from GT Sport, and I don't really think that's acceptable. It takes way too long to do basic things like change your car or change your liveries. Hopefully Assetto Corsa Evo is going to have a way more up-to-date menu system. Looking at someone like Forza Motorsport and deciding not to do that because that's also a bad menu system, we will see. Now it's time for a big one, live service and listening to the community. Gran Turismo 7 is, on the face of it, a live service racing game. We know that because it's always online, and we have things like the weekly challenges now that weren't in at launch, but also the daily races. However, it doesn't feel like they really listen to the community. It feels like they do listen to their esports players when they take them to the GT World Series events, but not to the common man and woman playing the game, mainly in single player. That's the majority of the player base, if I'm honest. If Assetto Corsa Evo are able to do some sort of live service and really listen to the community, I feel like they're going to get the hearts and minds of that player base. I really do. Gran Turismo 7 is just given up on trying to engage the community or do a good job of it. It's a really big opportunity for Assetto Corsa Evo. Now let's talk about the default graphics. So Gran Turismo 7, I'm going to say it has incredible graphics on PS5. They look amazing, and we know on the PS5 Pro we're going to get ray tracing in-game as well. Assetto Corsa on PC has really good graphics if you mod it with stuff like Pure and Soul and do all these reshade things. But I want Assetto Corsa Evo to have really good looking graphics out of the box. I think the reveal trailer was a step in the right direction because the graphics kind of looked like modded Assetto Corsa graphics, but we'll have to see. Stuff like the lighting, stuff like the model quality. Don't worry, I'm going to be investigating these things for you. Let's talk about rewards now, because Gran Turismo has this roulette system where some of the cars in the game you can't even buy with credits. You need to get roulette tickets. You need to gamble basically to even be able to buy the cars. I don't like it as a system. I really don't. So hopefully in the Assetto Corsa Evo, there's going to be a better system of getting rewarded for your driving and also obtaining the cars. I honestly feel like this seems to be the most difficult thing to do in a modern racing simulator where you have a wide variety of cars. Forza Horizon just throws cars at you, and it looked like in Forza Motorsport they learnt from that and they made the car prices cheaper, but they didn't throw them, so you can make decisions to actually buy them. Gran Turismo Sport used to throw cars at you every day because the roulette actually gave you a car, but in Gran Turismo 7 at launch, I remember, it was really difficult to buy cars, and it still is really difficult to get the most expensive 20 million credit cars like the McLaren F1. Hopefully in the Assetto Corsa Evo, they're going to have a better system that's going to reward us with credit. I hope there aren't going to be too many microtransactions, but given it's on PC, if they're going to release DLC, I wouldn't be averse to paying for car DLC packs, but you let me know what you think. So I want to touch on a couple of really big things. I think things that you're going to find very interesting. Firstly, the ability to tune a mod and sort of build out your vehicles in Gran Turismo 7 is really good. I do really like the tuning shop. I do really like the livery editor. Some of the liveries are insane in Gran Turismo 7. It's a great community they've built. They just don't really do a good job of facilitating the sharing and the crediting of the people involved in that. But it's a fun place to tune your cars. I've made many videos, I'll link some at the end, on tuning cars up in Gran Turismo 7. I really hope it's going to be fun to do the same in Assetto Corsa, and not just in a time trial perspective. When I'm doing time trialing for esports events, we're really looking at the tunes, we're really changing very minute differences to try and get the best time in the time trial. But also sometimes I just want to take a terrible car and try and make it drive better. That's really a fun thing to do. So hopefully Assetto Corsa Evo is going to do that. And the second thing is, Gran Turismo 7 is not on PC. So if Assetto Corsa Evo can do everything I've just said, not easy, and do it on PC, it's going to become the spiritual home of Gran Turismo 7 on PC, I think. So let me know what you think. Make sure you subscribe. Go to Get Faster Online, by the way, if you want to look at a beginner guide to drive faster in Gran Turismo 7. And I'll see you next time.